to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Your chance reading any first. I didn't see it. Do you have any paperwork on that work thing before I go to 409, or just tell them what?
You mean on that, the state map?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's something, and I
Yeah,
think,
Randall Allen sent it out. I'll look through my mission.
I'd like if there's something I was gonna go back.
I'll look, because I know Randall Allen, KAC sent out something.
it's a
They
deal,
also
they kind of
emailed.
explain what it is and stuff, so everybody get a copy.
I wonder if it's on the KAC website.
Well, if nothing else, call them and ask them, and they can
They
say.
sent something out, it might be down in your folder, back when they,
Yeah, also, did you get the Kansas comment yesterday or day before?
is it in,
It was in there, there are like 30 counties that have done it. They're winning all 105, of course.
Right. Well, I'd like to see a participant, and I've got, we got 2 or 3 options.
You did mention Web 1000 up in city schools, government programs.
Yeah, if they don't have time, we can go ahead and put 1,000 up, and, I visited with, Fair, and like Derek Franklin, he had said, too, well, maybe both the Democratic and the Republican party might even make up on it, that's, be a part of it, so.
So we're shooting for 1,000 between the 3 schools.
And then.
Whatever.
Yeah. The only clarification I had was on the minutes was that, when the Memorial Hall people came up, it's my understanding we would contribute, the project at that time was projected at $53,000, we were gonna give 225, which is a little less than half, but it's to be matching funds, so if it costs less than $50,000, our contribution would not be 20, it would be whatever half the project would cost.
She had 41.9 was total project.
Right.
So how much of that evaluate for what Matt's gonna do tear out? They put any dollar amount value on that?
That was, I think, the donation of time, that's already figured.
They were counting that as their donation
Yeah.
on their side of it.
Right. So I don't know if there's any clarification, just to make sure that we were, because I hope that, I think they went away from their understanding of that, because, as you pointed out, Pauline, as of right now, we've only got a little over $18,000 in that in that account anyway, so. But you said there's one more payment coming yet?
I think one more tax distribution, but we have some motor vehicles, so.
Okay, motor vehicle, okay.
So you're just, commissioners agreed to go up to 25,000.
Right.
Their share,
I don't know how we best word it, but just so it stays clear here that we're, that's the maximum amount if the project exceeds 60,000. Otherwise, it's matching.
okay. So the Memorial Hall rebuttal would have to come up with the other half.
Mhm.
I had that in the total, last year, county said they would put in 25,000.
I guess say the county would put in up to 25,000 unless,
But
or,
Memorial Hall revitalization would have,
matching funds if the total amount is less than 50,000. Something to that effect. Otherwise, with that direction, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes of August 13th.
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
And I would second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried with that correction. I'm gonna just share this bill with you. I'm just gonna show you, this is the multi-county health report. This is the turnaround, this is what we was losing. And now we're average, it was losing 3,000 to 4,000 a month, and now we're making, but the cuts we made, we're clearing 31,000 a month average. So it took that just to get our cash balance back for reserves. And now we can start addressing if we can add a position or two.
That's
back.
pretty good turnaround.
Yeah, well,
35,000.
5 positions takes out a pretty good chunk of the budget. So, you can keep that monkey, I get that monkey.
yeah, John, good point. Was there something that printed down there? Uh-huh. Yeah, can you bring it up? Okay. There was a 2-page.
I assume that this report from the Royal Trustees was sent in this hard copy form.
Yeah, they were sent one.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just a copy, so everybody has a copy of that.
Okay, John's is coming up, so I'll send him down.
Okay, have him copy.
Is that the accounting for you?
And then
It's
there's-
the financials and the board minutes.
Then you put them on the website? Are you going to put them on the website?
Am I going to put them on the website?
I don't
You want me
think
to put them on, or
I
you
don't-
want me to email them to you?
Do we need to put them on the website, or should we just scan them and send them?
Well, I'd like to see a copy, I think.
I was gonna make it, I'll scan them, send them to you, is that okay?
We can see some of the financials
Make-
before we approve that.
let me- 3 copies.
Every
Well,
day.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is about the health agent. I got something to show them now. There's only one, this.
One, yeah, that's big road, so. That's just one.
The only thing I have is the cereal malt beverage
Okay.
for the full moon salute.
Seen that, yeah. We just have to approve that license, is that what we need to do?
Mhm. One for consumption on the premises, and one for, I
So
think,
there's-
containers,
Two of them to sign.
two of them.
Okay. Is that the little one right along, that little,
59 by,
59?
the zombie,
Yeah, that's the East Edge of Bum, that one.
and
Because I know there was another new one that opened, that's up there by Weeman. What's that?
Oh, the milk house.
Milk
Milk
house,
house,
that's in the
yeah.
city.
That's in the city.
Yeah, we don't have any out
Well,
there.
it's closed now, is it? The milk house is closed, isn't it? Or-
Is it now? It started at the roadhouse, wasn't it? And then-
I've never been there.
I was
Why
there one
neither,
time-
just
I was
been-
there one time doing some tile work.
Is there anything Pat has to look over?
No, I had Jerry look it over, if he wants to look it over. Yes, I've got the application.
Got a question.
Huh?
James Miller back. What is
I'll look it over, Jerry.
misspelling?
Huh?
There's a misspelling on here.
Oh, it is? What is it?
That's what I get at. Probably pencil it in, can't we?
You should just sign this today, or you should have rescind or,
Well, we don't have, no, we won't do that. We're not required to do that till 30 days after the interlocal agreements are signed.
And that paper's on the wrong key.
Mm-hmm. Don't feel bad about that. I'd be lucky to get it typed clear.
Unless they want to initial it.
I'm sorry?
Unless they want to initial it.
We've got 3 or so on that one. Nobody's notified you for any other appointments coming up today in case we get down here early? This is all you really had, right? I mean, we didn't have anything on the board there, so we got a few other things to take care of, but otherwise I didn't think we had a whole lot today.
I don't, well, if I did, I would put it on the agenda.
Right,
I don't think
right,
I
and that's what I'm
have
saying, that's all they had on the agenda, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anybody that.
No. Roger Ditton was asking about something, that one, I don't know if it was Pat or, what do you call it? Yeah, that, oh, hey, didn't want to see commissioners, he wanted to see Pat.
Shades and that.
Yep, that's what, yeah, something like
That's, I think that's all we had.
You'll look these over and we'll entertain a motion to accept those.
Here's the application if you want to look at it.
We have to sign off on that. then we'll-
You can initial down here in the little box thing.
I guess everything's checked out about them, and they're all.
They've had them before, they just had a state liquor license, but he said it was too costly, and they weren't making any money on the liquor, so he just wanted to go back to the 3.2.
Is that Sheila's husband?
No,
It's not that father-in-law.
Oh, her name is not.
he's, and this guy lives across from Camp Creek Church, and,
So I got these right here, these.
Chile.
These are done.
Oh, yeah.
I just need, to sign them.
Oh, yeah, you gotta sign it, yes, okay.
At the vice, sorry,
Oh, my
at the
vice
vice
chair.
chairman.
Yeah. I'd entertain a motion to approve the cereal malt beverage license for consumption and for sale license, and authorize me as vice chairman to sign.
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
I second that.
Text you today.
All in favor, say aye.
Over.
Aye.
Or-
Opposed, same
Are they
sign.
waiting for someone else, or you wanna come down when you get through?
Sure.
Cause I wanna go through
All right,
range.
did you take anything on bridges, like replacing,
Did I give you, I
replacement?
sent you a copy.
Are we
You
doing
don't think
anything?
today?
Yeah, you said you were making a list or anything, I just have one,
Okay.
it's kind of down by us. so,
Okay.
we're
Well,
getting
I
prices.
think
I
that's
sent it all,
nothing
I
that
replied to everybody, so they all.
We was out
got it.
looking today,
4 miles per hour,
at some,
I added that.
they're not, I don't call it high priority.
Okay, we have.
I think that's an issue that we're,
County Commissioner's Office is calling.
If we wanted to have a blanket.
Yes, this is County Commissioner's Office is calling, I'll let you know.
uh,
Well, the one it is,
Okay.
it's a 4-ton, and JP and that won't go across
So I
it.
sent an email to Norm Bowers,
because of the.
Okay.
KAC.
So won't pick up my
Yeah,
granddaughter,
Right up your road.
won't pick up my granddaughter.
Sent to him.
Oh.
There's statewide discussion about it somewhere, he's familiar
They can
with it.
bring her up to our neighbors, and they'll pick her up there, but they won't go across the bridge.
So, well,
Because of the limits.
The limit, 4-ton, and it's a 6 or 7-ton bus.
And how we gonna do that if we
Okay.
have the case, she would be the one to go.
Alright, and I can bring up what I have when I created it,
Drop the
a
truck.
drawing for it, and I can show you what I created a spreadsheet for, that shows the acreage of work. And so I kinda wanna go through that.
I'm just curious if you were gonna do a,
Also, I think
you were having a list.
this for a couple minutes here.
We need that.
The, NFL. Sample. I understand.
I'm sorry, I'll be in for it.
Matt comes up, we'll try to discuss that about that.
Specific times.
Well, when you come down, let's talk about it, what we can do.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
No, actually, and I didn't need to set something else. Mike, I sent, Wes a copy of a plan that laid out all the rooms and everything at the recycling center. I sent it to him today. I don't know if he forwarded it to you or not.
Well, I haven't checked, I left
Okay.
early this
All
morning,
right.
so I emailed forward.
But I've been through a series of things on how we might make it work the best and with accessible rooms, et cetera, and have created a general plan. But we are gonna be committed to providing an architecturally stamped plan for the city for accessibility and fire safety stuff.
So you're looking at probably $5,000 for that?
I certainly don't think so.
Okay.
I have a couple of routes that we could go very easily. One route is I can give a call to River Bluff Architects, which is
Yeah.
Graves, right over here in St. Joe. Another way that I do this a lot, my brother is an architect licensed number of different facilities around the town. I just mentioned Tech-Rx because we did have some last, you know, it's been less than a year ago that it opened up, and that's the route I went on that, and we've used it a lot because I've done all the plans for reworking Reeves' dental offices and the Newark dental office for Albright, and so I've always gone that route, and it's always worked out extremely lucrative economically.
Okay, well, yeah, we understand that there be some cost involved, that can be tacked on the cost of the project. Just initial down the line, that's just the application.
I'll put together a couple of costs for you on it. Okay?
Okay, that's fine, yeah, that's good.
But that plan is floating around now. I'll let Wes
Play with it a little bit.
shuffle in your direction. Make sure because, as always, his initial sketch, and that's all that was lines on a piece of paper. His initial sketch had some spatial problems to it, and so we straightened all those out pretty well.
Well, I think the main thing is so that tech, to review it, to look at it from a functional standpoint, then too, to make sure that it meets all the needs.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah, every once in a while with one of those, I have to reboot it to get everything to come in right. But, you know, I had to do that yesterday up here with ours, with the county.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
It's about 6 weeks old.
Okay.
Now, there was a Wi-Fi tower put up out of our way.
Okay.
And one of the residents who was trying to block it, which was wanting to get an exact map of how close they actually were to it. In terms of aerial, you know,
Right.
that you do.
Yeah, yeah. Show me whose it is and,
Well, it'd be Steve and Sandy Stanky. They would be, they're about a mile from it. They're on Highway 9 and they're a mile east of the Jackson County line. I'm trying to think what the name of that road is that they live. You guess it was starting with that.
I can find it.
See the mark. Anderson, County.
All right.
And then catty corner across from it is where the tower is going. It is up.
It is.
It's up.
How long did it go up?
Oh, 4 weeks ago.
No, I may need help on where it went.
Okay.
But if I get I'll pull something out on there and
Okay.
just get you with me, pinpoint where it is, or I'll find out exactly where it is. I may actually have a plan on the tower. I think I have a plan set down for the tower itself. And if that's the same tower, then it's easy for me to do. Okay?
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the company is that put that up, but, they were pretty concerned about it being pretty close to residential area or.
It's no problem for me to do that for you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what, if you just email it to them, I'll send it to them, so they just want to have it on the record.
Absolutely.
They're trying to monitor in case there is, luckily, I think it's GoDaddy, I think that's what they told me, is actually renting the tower to put their antennas on.
Okay.
And one of their sons happens to be good friends with somebody pretty high up in GoDaddy. Well, GoDaddy wasn't aware of it being this close to residential people. So they're gonna come out, they're gonna kind of help them monitor the radiation to make sure there's
All right.
accidental radiation. So I just told them, with the technology we got, and expertise, that you could, I said, we'll get you a map, I'll tell you almost an inch how far away that tower is from your house. So
It should, yeah, it's not a big problem.
Okay, okay. So,
No, we'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Anything we can to help, we're more than happy to do that. And again, please do understand, as I'm doing this, I'm always also talking to the appraisal office to make sure that they are happy with everything they're getting, so that they don't feel like there's
Sure.
something leading them.
Sure.
Okay?
no problem, we appreciate what you do.
What I'm saying, I'd say they shouldn't have any problem.
All right,
Thank you, Roger.
if you ever have questions, just let me know.
No problem.
And I will get this, if I send it out to you in a PDF file, that's fine then.
Yep, yep.
All right, we'll do.
Yep.
I'll talk to you when you come down.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Um, We've got that information now about the county map project at the State House. I think, let's disseminate this, to the various schools, see what kind of feedback we get. I think we got till October before we have to make our financial commitment, so, if you're happy with that, Bill, we'll.
Yeah, I feel that they can, you know, see what they're committing to or not committing to, however it may turn out.
Right. Okay.
But probably if nobody commits, we will probably commit on that.
Yeah, and we may still go ahead and do what Mr. Franklin suggested. We may see if both political parties want to contribute something, otherwise, I think we should go ahead and do it, means a dollar amount's not that much, so.
I agree. You didn't show me what the current balance is, did I just not see?
Oh, you don't have Memorial Hall?
Yeah. I see they started the year out. Well, I guess your balance of July 30th was 75 grand. That was expenditures. What was that now?
Well, some of their meetings don't take very long either.
What kind of new improvements they got last year? $25,000.
What's that?
Financial for new improvements, $45,000.
45?
What they paid out.
Mm.
They all told them up 81G.
Oh, they fixed the stonework on Memorial Hall.
Looks like they went backwards a little bit. Of course, that 45,000 is taking a big chunk.
Huh?
That one expenditure of 45,000 is probably not a yearly deal. All
Now,
things-
in the minutes, it says that they approved, stonework done by a masonry company. $33,000 is what they approved. So that's right with that, part of 45,000.
Well, I sent him a text,
Oh,
but he may
wait.
be at a meeting, so he may not. I think we can probably go ahead and authorize it. I mean, I don't think that's a big issue. Because by the time we get it listed and stuff, if he has a good reason for us not to, we can always pull it off.
Well, we talked about it at the last meeting, voicing negativity towards it, so. I'm just afraid that like Pat, they're gonna put up big prices to get the listed, but we'll see.
Well, the thing it is, we need to get it listed. I mean, there's still some time left in the construction season. If you wait too much longer, the market will diminish pretty quick.
Looks like since '89 that the road and bridge would have had some use for it sometime.
Well, I'm not sure they bought it new. They probably bought it used somewhere. Because see, 89,
That was in Arizona?
huh?
Is that a few hours on it?
Well, they may have,
Brand new.
see, they may have bought that back when the transfer station's only been there since '93. So, you know, who knows how long, when they bought it, I don't know.
Only could tell you.
I'm gonna see what's in their inventory. Solid waste,
I believe you said it was '89, wasn't it? Or it was an '89 machine.
the scraper was purchased, it doesn't say it was used June 8th, 1989, and it cost $106,000.
Brand new.
They did, cost 100, how much?
6.
106,603.
So, yeah, you're 40, yeah, 40 maybe closer.
It is. Because this guy wasn't seen, that's all he knows. In fact, his vacation is to go to Texas for 2 months, and they had to sell that machinery coming abroad, and he's pretty accurate, he knows his equipment.
But you gotta remember, that's 24 years, and if you go up, that machine probably is 200 right now. So with the tires and the rest of it's pretty good. 60, that's a third of a new machine. So,
3208 motor, what he said.
the what, 302?
3208 motor,
32.
or to sell it.
Okay. Pat, is it my understanding you have not heard anything back from Hayes?
Here's a copy of the letter.
I've seen a copy of the letter, yes, but you have not got a response from them.
I have not after a week.
And no response from the state yet.
No, I tried to call yesterday. Did not try today. But I did try to call yesterday, about the quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, but that, one guy said about September 1st, we ought to be starting to change over the timeline.
Yeah. What we put on the agenda for next week, and we're meeting on Monday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, we're meeting, our budget hearing will be Monday. Bill's having surgery on Tuesday, so we're gonna meet on Monday,
Okay, so we have the budget hearing.
1:30.
1:30 is the budget hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have a workshop at 10, and the regular meeting will start at 1, with the budget hearing at 1:30. Put on the agenda to discussion on resolution for speed limits on county roads.
Okay, so,
And we're not gonna do anything on it till Jeff gets back, because we
So
may
you
make
just
a
want me
few
to put that in the
changes.
minutes, that one?
Yeah, because we're probably not gonna even act on that. We're gonna make some changes to it and then put it out to public notice for public hearing, to see what they're thinking is. And probably ought to have on the agenda for next Tuesday, Monday, county appraiser, appointment. No, that'd be executive. Yeah, but you'll have to come in here.
Those county appraiser appointments, is that
Right.
open or executive?
Pardon?
That one's gonna be an open session?
That'd be open. Yeah. Okay, Joe, got something for us?
Well, not really, just some updates, man.
Okay. When is it ordered?
They are going to start Monday.
Okay.
On the windows or on the project?
Probably on the project, and I assume the windows are here. I'm trying to find out for sure on that. We just saw it once, it was yesterday, I was told that's when they're gonna start, so. It's ahead of when we were supposed to, that's good.
Did they give you time? And of course, they don't know what they're ready to. They look at 3 weeks or
60 days is what they said.
60 days, okay.
Which is a lot less than everybody else had.
Yeah.
Did we ever see a bill on that nursing home roof, or did I just don't know who signed it? And
They have put us off, they did come up and they sealed it all up for us, put on a protection,
so it had.
rubber roof. Right now, they are, today they will almost finish it, tomorrow they will finish it. Brian and I just built the curb, right now the air conditioners should be rooftop unit sitting on the ground, the other one we got jacked up. And yesterday, everything all tarped it last night, today they're put back on, they put on a new insulation, a taper, and a new, it's kinda like a TPO roofing that they're putting on. So we got a good roof, and it should last 20 years easy. Unlike the other one that was put on wrong, and it has lasted very long. There's a lot of rotten wood under it. So, Brian and I got most of that, well, got all the wood replaced that needed replaced and everything, so it's in pretty good shape. And we should be getting the bill shortly. And, the heat in here today, is it okay?
It's all right.
Okay. Well, we did some adjustments and now you have heat.
I thought it was exceptionally cool down there when we walked in the lobby, because I didn't know if that's from being outside, it seemed pretty cool down in the sheriff's office.
It's all depending on how they've got the stats. They're all different. And then, the phone cables, Tom Hefner and I ran all the phone cables at the courthouse, so I guess they're set up and ready to go with the phone system whenever they get it. So, that's pretty well all I have today.
Well, why don't we just pick your brain, because you got nothing else to do.
Okay.
We're gonna have to make a decision here. You're gonna give us a little feedback on the 360 project.
Okay. Courthouse needs something.
Yeah.
The boiler in it doesn't have any redundancy in it, so you really need something with a little redundancy, because if we lost the boiler, a lot of the offices have double heat, like the clerk's office, the court floor, most of the court floor, but like the judges and, register of deeds, those places do not have any heat backups. And it's 25 years old, I think, boiler is, the pipes are 100 years old. So, I mean, we're looking at something down the road. I mean, if we can either just keep patching it one of these days, hopefully the boiler will go out at the right time of the year, and we'll replace it, or we could update it in an organized fashion.
they need something.
Looks like to me the Wednesday and rough will be first, unless you figure out what you're gonna pay them, and so you know how to slice your heating and cooling, which is no big deal. So I don't know.
Right, the windows could be, I mean, the heating, cooling, typically even size according to the windows, but those engineers hate to do that, so they don't do it, and, but they put that in writing, so that, you know, they're not violent with it.
So you go for the heating and cooling before the others, so here's the deal.
I think I would, that we would qualify for tax credits if we have a problem with the state.
Well, I think we need to, as we look, you know, we told them to come back in October, and we'll have to start making, I mean, a decision, making a long-term, you know, commitment, where we have to do a bond, you know, project on it and decide how much we're gonna do. Am I correct that the only time, that 13,000, we don't have to, that 13,000 is already built. If we do some of these projects, that's already built in to these costs. The only way we pay 13,000 if we had to do this projections instead of putting it together if we don't do anything.
Well, with that though, if you have him design something and then you don't proceed with it,
Right.
you're gonna have to pay for that design.
Makes
So if there's-
I took it as you're gonna pay for it either way. Either you're gonna, he had that 13,000 figured in those figures, or if you do nothing, you're gonna pay 13,000.
Well, the 13,000, though, he's saying that they're not gonna make any money at that, because they're gonna have that amount of hours or more in the planning stage. That's just to kind of cover some of their costs. So they wanna do the project, because that's where they're gonna make their money, but what I'm saying is, I don't want him designing something if he had no plans of implementing it, because he's gonna charge you for those plans.
I think we have plans to do it, but the key thing is we just don't do it. We're gonna do all at once, or we're gonna phase it in.
Well, yeah, how much are we doing?
How much?
Like a 10-year commitment or what?
Hopefully, he'll shop us pretty good, get the best price.
What he will do is he will go out and bid, everything, and he will look at the best bids. Now, having said all this, also, there's another company, it's called P1, that has been in contact with him, they do basically the same thing. They're a little bigger company, and they want to come and talk to you the next couple of weeks about the same project. So,
Competition doesn't hurt.
I mean, I don't know anything about P1, I haven't done any research on them.
I don't think we'd be doing our job if we didn't have another offer.
Right. It just keeps everybody honest, a little more honest. But this is the guy you worked with on the nursing home, is that
He
correct?
does an excellent job in Mexican work. We had some problems, no question about it, we went back and did it right. So that's what a lot. Somebody wanted, because most engineers or architects try to get out of it.
I guess what I'd like for you to do, I mean, based on, you know, the sheet, is if you could kind of prioritize some of that stuff for us as we go down the road here, to make our decisions so we can decide how much of a commitment and what we'd like to do. There may be a few of these things that we could eventually fit into the general budget, you know, so, you know, that we get from year to year for some carryover or something, so.
But from what I saw of it, the boilers and the windows are the only things that's ever gonna pay for itself. Everything else has got to pay off at a certain date. And I will say about Joe, he has been pretty honest about those things. It's not like Train came here and was telling us we were gonna save more than we spending on utilities. You know, it's impossible to do that. So,
Well, I've seen that in the study, I mean, it's clearly, just a capital improvement more than, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be some savings, but it's a matter of just.
but other than the windows and the boilers, I think everything else is more if you can save money, other than the things like the softener
Right.
and the water heaters, which you've got to replace those with, the softener, the
The
heaters.
softener will save the water system too.
Right. And that's-
Extend, I should say, will save it, extend it, so.
And those, valves over there in the cells, they're really expensive, and you're really susceptible to, calcium gas.
What's the total bill for the GL, like 150,000 for everything that recommended, 75 for the water softener, I thought.
But you see, we've actually, Jackson, that is in, there is capital outlay money that we could actually get some of that stuff done to that, so.
But I guess what I'm saying is other than the boiler and the windows, isn't everything else in there pretty well pay for itself over the next 10, 20 years? I mean, that's what I think most of the rest of it is unit savings.
Well, I think with your, you can give us a little priority, I mean, just go down that list and
Okay.
give us a little idea and,
Do you ever figure out what that smell was in the court offices?
No.
Still having the same problem on a humid day or wet day or?
Every once in a while I get a complaint but I don't know where to go with it. I mean, I've exhausted everything that I can possibly think of and asked the people that occupy the office as well as other people, including professionals at the state level.
I thought you had said last year that the next step would be to take the, what's it called?
Last one?
No,
meaning the panel?
the paneling off, and see what was behind it, see if there was some mold or something.
Well, there's no mold because the state tested for all that. And that office is cleaner than any other office. He did some of those little flat,
Air quality testing.
he had a machine that pumped air into it, and then he took it to a lab and did the mold and everything that he could think of. Carbon monoxide, sewer gas, mold, dust, and he did a complete study of it. It cost us several $100. And basically it was free other than what he was out in expenses for the lab stuff.
Well, am I dreaming that, or was that our discussion to take off the?
I've never heard anybody say that would help with it. Because if there was mold behind it, he would have gotten a reading according to him on that.
Well, I said mold, but I don't know, I have no idea what they were causing it. You can definitely smell it, though, I think everybody talks about that over here. It's not a pleasant smell.
See, I've never been able to smell it. I've been there a few times, I honestly can't smell it. And I think it's kind of a 50-50 thing, some people have it, and some people can smell things that others can't, so.
Sewer gas, man, no.
He tested for sewer gas, and we cameraed the vents and, we call it where we blasted all the sewers out. We couldn't find any cracks, anything in it. We had the sewer completely clean. We cleaned all the roads, we scrubbed the office from top to bottom with sanitizers. I don't know, there's a whole list there that I have, but the things we've done. Now, if we put in central air, that may help because we could probably get them to incorporate a fresh air makeup of 10-20%.
So we did Dick Critter Attic.
It's been a long time, it's been 3 years or 4. But if anybody has any ideas, I'd be more than happy to run through family, if you want to do that, that'd be pretty expensive.
Well, then we need to get it fixed, but we don't really know where to start looking at it.
Yeah. Well, I remember there was some discussion too about we had to find someplace for the clerks to work while we did it, because they probably couldn't do it in that room while we were tearing it apart.
But the other thing is, if you take that off, then the state is going to come in and say, you're not putting it back that way. That's what they told us in the past. Of course, they change their mind all the time, so.
We'll do it after hours.
Okay.
Just don't tell them,
Yeah,
just patch up the hole.
yeah, I don't think family will help, I think rather than do that, you're probably better off to put a central air unit in it with a little air makeup and see if that fixes it. If you're gonna do anything.
Well, I agree and disagree if it's water coming from outside, you got mold, it's gonna just make the matter worse.
Everything's clean.
Everything's done.
Upstairs, it's got a drop ceiling, so you can see the ceiling and the walls, and it's all clean. The state guy that did the sampling made a comment that, he was expecting to see something. I get the state guy back, I'm sure he can come back, and it's $300 or $400 for the sampling.
I think it's just a ghost that has bad odor.
Is the room close to the restroom, or is it, I was thinking it was up to, is it right next to the
First
restroom?
in, first in, right out in the hallway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's,
Sort of.
but really, it's on the exterior corner. I mean, it's the furthest away from that in the office.
Maybe Matt sneaks up there once in a while.
Maybe.
Blaming on him? Yeah, I got a whole list of stuff that I've done, and I don't know what else to do for them. I mean, I think the only
Do
thing
you think
you can do
somebody
is.
dropped like a dead something in there? Like a, maybe there's a vat that,
But after 3 years, he would be.
Yeah, unless it, once fall down there every 6
I
months.
mean, maybe
or
there's a
something.
hole somewhere that they need to congregate.
We've taken the air conditioner out of the window and sanitized it through.
Would it be the fact that that bathroom's not used enough, it's getting colder, and then when it's flushed, the traps get filled, and that blocks the water, or that blocks it?
It's used a lot.
Oh, it's used a lot, so it would be that.
And like I said, we cambered all that. We cambered through it, and we, power flushed it.
But that trap right, that smell will come up.
Well, actually, we found a lot of problems in the men's restroom, which is in the basement. And we found that the pipe that goes up to that, the only pipe that does go up there, was completely plugged in the basement. Now, we opened all that up, but what I'm getting at is there would not have been any sewer gas making it up there. But the men's restroom did stink, and now it smells okay. I mean, it's not good, but it smells okay. But we ran a camera up on, out the roof, and then we ran it down.
So is it in the summer only or in the winter?
The way I understand it, it's run year-round. I think it's worse one or the other, but
I think the last time, maybe just coincident, it was that rain during that rain time.
the only thing I can say is, I can get the state to come back up, check, make sure there's no mold or anything hazardous to the people that say.
Well, $200 or $300 is no amount of money, but they didn't get nothing accomplished the first time. I don't know what they're gonna accomplish this time.
I don't think they're gonna need it, but
If they would find a problem, $200 or $300 would be well worth it.
right. Yeah, I would think you should put a split system with a little bit of makeup air in it before you tear out the walls, so see if that would.
Get automatic smell well, goes off every 10 minutes.
They don't want any perfume of any kind of pressure. They've had a hard time, they bought a, air filter, and they don't like it, so.
I know when I go home sometime, I'm in Colorado, Evergreen, the next time I'm in, laying on the beach smelling sunset lotion. That's smell and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Maybe an opiate
Maybe people on the upper floors.
Yeah, they can get it for you.
So, okay. Well, that's what I have.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Matt, you got time today to put that on the roof? Would that be any convenience for you, or is tomorrow better for you?
Actually, this afternoon will work good, but I gotta get my operator, I'm not sure how busy he is.
Okay.
They're working on culvert, so.
Okay, well, let me call up there, make sure that they've got it to that point.
Okay. Like I said, I'd have to see if I got the guys to do it too.
Okay, well, I just, you know, either or, I was thinking it might be used for you there.
Yeah. Yeah, if we could do it, say, like 4 o'clock or something like that, that would,
Okay, let me call one of them.
yeah, good.
Any POs for us today?
And I got one for 1,067 and 12 cents, National Sign Company for assorted signs.
How much do speed limit signs cost?
About $35 a piece. And then you got a post that's probably worth, you're looking at about $100 a piece, trying to get it up there.
We had a dinner at Kentucky Fried Chicken at Larry Myers out there, he seemed to think that we couldn't just post that.
No, we couldn't pass a resolution on
We
it.
couldn't, yeah.
He thought because the 55 was the standard, that we'd have to post a lot of these roads at 45.
Yeah, I sent a message to Norm Bowers. I think he'll have the answer for us. He hasn't answered yet, but it's been less than an hour. He's not full.
I'll have to call you in just a little bit, he's a little check.
That's fine.
Thanks.
You think those right-of-ways is?
I'll get letters sent out.
Okay. Well, I've been holding on to the CG bill.
Keep hanging on to
We
it.
discussed that today. I told them, this is the stuff we were waiting for. We got it today.
You got it today.
I got actually Monday, yesterday. Yeah, I had a deal here for $10,400 for 80% of the engineering services for the Dolphy Bridge.
We got that in the budget.
It actually wasn't in the budget, but yeah,
You can make it work.
we'll make it in the budget.
This is for 80% of it?
Yeah.
Did you get that bridge system ordered?
Yeah, everything's been turned into, for the permits. And hopefully the steel will be coming in here in a couple weeks or so. That's Road and Bridge. Goes all the way to here.
Change gears.
Yeah. Concrete for the household hazardous waste, which we had, yeah, big grant, we ordered the money for that.
Okay.
There's a PO to replace the clutch in the dump truck, $2,000. And then I have a PO from WH Scale for a load cell in the big scale underneath the building. $1,537.50.
What brand, is that a garden scale?
Yeah.
Too?
Oh, the same one you emailed me.
And I have, 4 more comments. Well, I wanted to make sure we got all this money passed.
Sure.
To get into Pierce County.
What do you got, overwhelming with data in there?
For the
What's their status on the schedule? I mean, are they still on schedule to start next Monday, or have we got to write it through? I mean, do we all on the same page, where we're gonna put it?
We have the agreement, they have indicated, I sent out a map, an aerial photo that indicated where they're gonna put it. Depending on, when we hear about, or, get in touch with, Big Safe and,
Okay.
Star, to make sure that we can put in,
Okay. I'll let you know for sure.
maybe change a foot or two, depending on what's down there, but they're set to start working next Monday,
So is it essentially, is it right away that it's off the road?
Yes, depending on what's underneath. If they have to move something or dig around something, then that'll change it a little bit, but yes, we want to put it as much on the road as possible, but it's gonna have to be off to the side a little bit, so it's kind of builder's choice at this point.
Okay.
We're gonna have a water line, phone line probably. You haven't called in and fixed that thing?
Not yet. But actually, we can work on that a little bit. This is based on the stuff that Stephen gave us for recycling pickups. We ran some numbers, best case scenario, worst case scenario. And, so if every new roll-off only needs to get picked up once a month, it'll cost us $14,000 a year. If it needs to be picked up twice a month, which really unlikely, but in that case, it would cost $29,000. Still haven't gotten back, or RSP still hasn't returned my phone call about the volumes that they process at the recycling center, but I swung by there today and just kind of peered into the window, and basically everything that they have compacted could fit in one 40-yard roll-off right now. Now, various, like, they have a 30-yard container of cans only, and they compact that they store that until they get enough, and then they ship it off. So that's not 1 month, 2 months, that's over a haul. And then I checked their newspaper basket, and one of the bottom issues was from June 1st, so that hasn't been dumped in. So, without knowing the exact numbers, it's safe to assume at this point that a 40-yard roll-off commingled and the glass container that they have right now would be sufficient. If it needs to be done twice a month, we can arrange that, that's pretty easy, but.
Is the glass container out there, is that Devon Home?
Yes.
Got to repay them to haul that off, or is that just?
No, it was waived when we signed the new contract with Duff and Ball. That was in that contract, so it doesn't cost.
So that could stay.
We're planning on that staying there. But,
But if we put, what you're really saying here is if we put a roll-off out there for even single source recycling, it's gonna cost us $14,000 a year to haul it off.
well, the commingled is the 200. The single source, they can do in 8 cubic yard containers or 20 cubic yard containers. The 8 cubic yard are gonna be $39 to pick up. So if we did want to separate, paper only, cans only, we could put 4 containers out there, and it'll cost $40 a pop, so, to pick them up. So if you want.
It wouldn't gain us anything in separating it, would it?
Not really, because we're not getting any cost sharing. So,
Don't gain us anything off either.
no. Other than, we'll be able to pack our municipal solid waste much more. We'll get a better compaction, so we'll send heavier trailers. But, one thing that I did want to ask Joe, who is our Deckenbach guy, if we do get to, say, either the Main Street or the current recycling center end up needing to be dumped, I don't see why this would happen, but if they need to be dumped 3 or 4 times a month, if they wouldn't we'll cut down the rate and we'll just dump it in our own trailers, and we'll pay the hauling off, because at that point it'd be much cheaper. So, that's something that we would need to work, but it's, at this point, it's kind of unlikely that we do that much in recycling, especially in the next 4 months that we have at the end of the year, So, you can scratch off that, recycling center glass, because we're actually not charged that, which would also take $2,000 off of the annual total, or $4,000 if it was done twice. So, really,
So they have one down on Main Street now?
we want to put a 40-yard roll-off commingled and a 30-yard glass only on city property. The city's pretty much agreed to let us use their parking lot area, and they'll do the upkeep, the sweeping of the glass and maintaining it. And we'll put that, the glass we want to put on Main Street because that'll be in between all the restaurants over there. It's much easier haul, and since we're picking up the tab, restaurants can use it at their own leisure, which will help them and it'll help us get that separated out. And then the recycling, the commingled container, which will cost about $280 to pick up, plus a $70 drop-off fee, which applies to everything. So, depending on what, the Main Street one, we want a 40-yarder, recycling center, we want a 40-yarder. For the Effingham transfer station, it looked like we had a 40-yard container out there that's full, as this morning I just swung by. And if we did a 30-yard, commingled recycling, I think that would be sufficient. If we need to swap out the trailer size, we can do that. There's the flexibility in that agreement.
One thing you might look at is the price difference. It might be the same cost for them to pick up a 40-yard as a 30-yard, and that way it won't cost you as much in the long run, because it'll take longer to fill up.
Right.
So you might be better off with a 40-yarder.
That's true. And it really is.
Will they have that on schedule, or as it needs to be called away?
It will be as needed at first,
So then Matt's got a very valid point there, if that's the case.
so.
Well, that's kind of how IBM's dumped anyway, isn't it?
It
runs.
Steve knows this pretty much every week, but if we have a problem, we just call. It's supposed to be on a by call, but Steve's been doing it long enough, he knows it.
So if we did, it's only a $40 price difference between the sizes, so.
We're not paying, so there really, as of right now, there's no hauling fee for the recycling at Effingham, is that correct? Or how is that?
No, it's part of the, contract. RSP.
RSP?
They haul it to Ashton.
Well, they come pick it up and haul.
You're probably gonna get more trash at Effingham and do away with the lake dumpster, and then how much that lake dumpster, no way that gonna save us quite a bit. It is picked up twice a week now.
Yeah, I haven't checked lately, but there, for a while, I don't.
Yeah, at one time last summer, not last, but the summer before, when we started this study, there was a month or two that there was more cost hauling off from the lake than was Effingham.
That's only 24 yards. Probably the season.
But at the lake, it's not getting compacted, whereas at the transfer station, it's getting compacted, so. Let's check that.
Yeah, but the cost is cost.
Yeah.
So,
Well, wasn't that part of the Duff and Ball contract that if we put a roll-off out at Effingham? I thought that was part of the contract.
I didn't see it anywhere.
No?
Effingham's essentially, you know, you can't.
I mean, I know that we had mentioned it, but we hadn't included it in the contract. They were wondering if that was gonna be like a separate bid. So, that, if we included,
I was thinking that it was in the Duff and Ball contract, that if we put a recycling roll-off out of Effingham, that was included, but that's what it wasn't.
No, I never did, yeah, I didn't think
Say pickups and roll, how much did you say you're charging to haul a roll-off?
$280 for a 40, $240 for a 30-yarder.
Are they picking it up and haul all the way to Kansas City?
Yes.
Would it be cheaper for them to pick it up, haul it to the Atchison site and dump it?
That's the one question that I had, is if we, got
That
up to
seems like an awful
2 or
lot.
3 pickups.
Can't you hire Martins to dump it?
They ain't gonna hook onto a dozen ball roll-off.
No, it's a dump floor where they put their roll.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they would, you know, it'd be something.
Because don't they charge us like $150 or something?
Mm-hmm,
They could dump it in the recycle.
right.
They could take it to the transfer station. That'd save half your cost right there.
Right. That might be something to look into, because, that's an awful lot for a roll-off.
Because I'm talking about particularly at Effingham, because they're hauling the trash off anyway.
Yeah, they're going
Right
back and
there.
forth, yeah.
So are you still thinking about leaving something at the recycle center? Is that gonna congest our,
Well, if we have the bins, if you have a glass bin downtown, I don't really see why you need a glass
And that was my argument,
roll at the recycle center.
if we could swap it out, because one thing that Ripple Glass wanted to do was put a new container in, if we were gonna put it downtown. If we were to swap it out, just consider that as part of the contract and get a brand new container downtown, I would agree.
Only one nice purple one, so.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get, is a nice.
What color is it now?
It's just a regular.
I think we should make all our trash cans purple.
Huh?
I think we should make all our trash cans purple universally.
Sarcastic.
Yeah.
That's something that we could look into, because one concern was, since the recycling center is the place that people are used to taking it, the whole, it being habit kind of thing, but I agree with Matt, if we have 2 containers in 2 different spots, people are gonna choose the more convenient one downtown. Now, that's less convenient for anybody outside of the city of Atchison, which is kind of why you wanna keep it there, but, you know, where does most of your glass come from?
you know, so is anybody gonna be bringing glass out in the transfer station? So is there a need to put one out there?
Well,
Because you don't want the glass in with even the recyclable, right?
No.
And you don't want it in with the other trash either.
so your 2 options are either keep the recycling center location or move everything to the Atchison transfer station, and the recycling center just becomes whatever it was, whatever you're intending to do, and just move everything out to the transfer station.
To me, if you have a lot good in the central part of the main city for glass, that would, is there anything at Effingham for glass?
Not right now. They were, when the recycle center was taking glass, they took glass, but right now, there isn't anything that can for glass.
So glass really becomes just a liability to us, is that right?
Unless it's free, yep. Not really, well, if we keep just the one glass container that's free because of the contract, and we move it down and don't really collect glass anywhere else, then it's pretty much a non-issue.
What happens to that glass, so if they don't take it to that bin, does it end up in the trash?
It ends in the trash.
Is that a violation or anything?
It's, the commingles, they allow for some accidental, but if it becomes something, trash, it's no problem. If it's the commingle recycling, Deckenbach said that they would work with us as far as contamination. They can still filter it out and just kind of make the materials cost less, or.
Well, it just looks to me like for what it's gonna cost to haul that, I'd keep the free one and forget about it, and if they throw it into the trash, we have to pay it all off. I mean, the tipping fee's gonna cover it, so.
Right.
If you have your centrally located glass container downtown, we're essentially gonna have the same thing we have now,
Mhm.
so.
And if we could swap it out with a new one, I mean, that's the best.
Yeah. Have they figured out a location yet? Do you have any idea?
It's,
It'll be in the parking lot?
it'd be, in the parking lot behind the, was it Felucci's and Burger Building?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
right on, Fourth and.
Right behind the BC dorm, so you get all kinds of that.
That too.
It's not very far from you, is it?
No, Mueller's, Willie's, Felucci's, Elks, I mean, they all can use it,
Okay.
so.
I guess I'd lean that way, I don't know what you're thinking, Bill, but I sure would mean to minimize the cost.
I will ask Martin if they're interested in, because it doesn't have to be a specific container, it would be great if they have a cover top, because that's gonna help us. But if we're only paying $150, and we're gonna, I mean,
I doubt very seriously if you're gonna have anybody bring any glass out of the transfer station.
Not that any,
Either one.
either one, no. They'll just put it in the trash.
Yeah, well, we took glass out, and we got a little bit, but not that much.
Well, this is a service that we've been providing, so we're not taking it away.
we're just moving into
They're
more.
all used.
Mhm.
You don't have some that love it, some that hate it.
Yeah. I'll give Martin a call. It doesn't have to be a designated commingled container, just need a container, if they can do it cheaper than that.
From,
Martin's will definitely do it cheaper, but I don't know how long Martin's gonna be in business.
they'll be in business as long as we know. I think they'll be all right. This tipping fee, I think, be all right, I would think. If we go to a private, if we privatize the transfer station, then I think they're done.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I think they're still good to go.
Well, but even if, I mean, they've got enough investment there, they're not gonna just walk away from it, they're gonna sell it to somebody else.
Right. But if it ends up being one of the other ones already existed, then you got almost a monopoly. I mean, it gets a little harder dealing, but anyway. Okay, so, all right, what are those top things? Liquids, that's the commingled,
Mhm.
of recycle, okay.
That's the pickup price, and then the next two are what it would cost a year if they did one pickup a month, or if they did two pickups a month. I don't think, it's either gonna be one or the other, that might be two pickups. At least for the first month or two, they probably will only do one pickup for all of them, as it gets new and as we start heading into the down cycle of the year, where we process less trash.
Well, if we got the tipping figure figured out right, shouldn't that just be kind of a wash? Should the tipping fee take care of it, or not?
The tipping fee, it'll take care of all your municipal, it will take care of all the trash. As far as recycling ends up being the same cost per load as the solid waste, or the municipal solid waste. So, whatever we make extra on the tipping fees, especially if we target for C&D as well, we will have a little extra that will take care of, the one or two trailers a month that we send out. So it will be, will have a net zero effect, so.
But we're not paying by the load, we're paying by the ton.
We're paying by the ton, but we're hauled in loads, and it costs about $600, well, it does cost, the base price is about $618 a load for municipal solid waste, and, with the cost sharing of the recycling, if we get what they was quoted when we did up the contract, and we have $50, net per ton of recycling, and we only do 12, it still comes out to be about $600 a load that we send out. So the tonnage is different, the price per tonnage is different, but when we send it out as a load, it's going to cost about the same, within about $50 to $100. So. But I think it will, if we could get Martin's involved to do the hauling, then we can wanted to have them haul away. We could get a 40% cost revenue share out of it, so that is a pretty good idea if Martin's is willing. So, I suppose.
You're talking about, I think, maybe,
Well, if they can do all of it, if they can do Main Street, if they can do, if we wanna keep it at the recycling center, or if we want to just collect at the transfer station, that's, you know.
I think the single source co-mingle ought to be at the transfer station, leave the license there. I don't think the city would want any more dumpsters parked in the parking lot, or in the parking lot. Because otherwise you're gonna put another, you're talking about putting another single source recycling bin there next to the glass, is that what you're saying?
Well, we wanna set it along the sides. We definitely want the Ripple glass to be facing towards Main Street, and then, Martin has a newer looking container, and then we'll put up a sign that says recycling, Main Street location, recycling center, Main Street location. Jeff wanted to put courtesy of Atchison County, so that the city doesn't take credit for it, but, that's what we wanna do, is just put two, kind of line up with the sidewalk and just make it kind of an enclosed recycling area.
Have you checked into, do we have to have permission for PDEG to do that?
Not yet, but,
There's no containment there.
No, that might be something, we might not be able, even be able to do that because, if we're taking, I don't know, means it's recyclable, they might let us do it, but that's something we'll have to check into.
for runoff risk.
Because if we get a rain, there's gonna be leaching come out of those.
Shouldn't be any different than any other trash can that we have, but,
We'll be leaking from some of the bottles and then get contaminated either.
the current drainage system, it all goes to the same place.
Yeah.
I know on recyclables, they're a little bit more lenient just because they're recycling, but it might be worth checking into.
So, but is there a need to keep a single source recycling bin at the recycling center if you have one downtown?
We have one downtown, and if we have one at the transfer station, no. So, if we take the recycling center, we just completely strip it of what it is doing now, and just make it a building available for the county use.
As long as you've got one, if you're gonna have one Effingham too, then you've got all your bases covered as far as I'm concerned.
It'd be too congested to put it out at the current road bridge. If we get to probably downtown.
Well, I'm not gonna say we couldn't,
It's really not set up to have a lot of traffic,
yeah, not really.
And the transfer station has space, you can put it somewhere.
Yeah, we got space up there, you're gonna have people that, I'm not gonna drive out there, I'm used to hauling here and that's where.
But if you have, if.
I'm just saying that if they won't let you go downtown.
I mean, if you have,
Yeah,
wait, if they don't let you go downtown?
If the city will let us.
If the city-
Oh, if the city, yeah, then
the
that.
city, KDHE is what you're at.
Right, the
That-
city,
yeah,
But
that's-
if they don't let you do it down there, I'm not sure they're going to put one at the recycling center either.
I doubt there'll be a problem with KDH, I mean, it's recyclables, but
it is
it's
worth a
just
look.
worth checking into.
Yeah, you need to make sure your T's are crossed before we go down that road. But I guess that's my thinking, is to make, we won't need one to minimize everything to recycling center. We're gonna have it, maybe just localize it downtown.
Mhm. Well, you offer Effingham transfer station, you have the county transfer station, and you have the Main Street, like you said, you have all your bases covered.
Yeah.
You've actually tripled the service for the same price that we're paying RSP,
Yeah.
so. But I will get some price quotes, see if Martin's is interested, because $150 versus $280, and the $150 we get revenue share out of, it's worth looking into.
It's almost half.
It's almost half, plus we get 40% of whatever we send in, so. That, yeah. So, these, fees. And they just, every year during their reorganization, the commission will determine whether to keep the rates or raise the rates. And in both cases, they've raised the rates since this original resolution went through. And I also heard from Joe, that this isn't official, but possibly the St. Joe transfer station might be going from $30 to $37 a ton. So our proposed $35 a ton gate rate is very competitive.
Well, that's in county, we're looking at out of county.
Okay, and you'll also see,
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road, it ain't gonna be straight across the board, because if you've got neighboring counties, that are higher, you can imagine what's gonna happen.
with the other tipping fees, you also see a bunch of smaller charges. You see charges, Jackson County has charges by the vehicle size, so carload, pickup, trailers, and then your appliances that we already collect, appliances such as white goods in the salvage file, so we don't really need to charge for that. The one thing that both of these, counties have in common is that they have to fund their entire solid waste department with their tipping fee. That's why they nickel and dime everything.
That's, I don't wanna get ours too complicated first year until we see where we're gonna go with it, because we've got, we still got the sales tax issue that, a lot of people feel that should be funded also. I guess my thinking is to keep it simple, is that that everybody gets waived unless there's a certain, you can pull in there with up to 1,000 pounds and not have to pay a ticket fee.
Right. 1,000 pounds is a weight which will, what we're thinking about, is just taking like the heaviest personal vehicle truck, the fully loaded out one, and then add 1,000 pounds, and if you exceed that, then, we'll get a tear weight from you or something, we'll charge you for that 1,000 pounds hauling, but anything under that.
Won't that cost change if they got tired or something like that?
You can not accept tires.
We cannot accept tires, and our tire mile bill is.
Right now, the only place we accept tires, so.
Yeah, but I don't think we can put it out there, you bring 1,000 pounds, I think I get charged. I think you're gonna have to have, what's consistent of 1,000 pounds and what can't consist of that 1,000 pounds. Like chemicals or.
Yeah.
Chemicals would be
Chemical can.
hazardous.
Or tires or.
Tires will be something that, once our tire mile bill at Effingham gets filled, we're done. It's kind of a pain, because you get a new landfill, unless you're gonna charge.
Well, there's recycling companies out there that, for about the same cost as we'd have to charge, will haul them off for you. So they might as well, as few tire companies as there are, why, they might as well just start getting hooked up with those recycling outfits and let them haul them off. It's a little like the C&D now, we have to charge contractors, and they're charging probably people to haul it off anyway.
We need to get rubber mulch, I want some rubber mulch on the grandkids' swing set. Holy moly. It's expensive shit.
Well, Bettis, again, we don't know what Bettis will or will not take, but, tires is not gonna be good for this. They're trying to recruit or, separate out shingles and things. It's not a stretch that they take it anyway, so.
They may take on.
What's the word there? Is that a go for sure? They do anything up there yet, or?
I haven't heard anything.
They moved in a portable crusher up there, but that's all that showed up, so.
The last report that I had was that the quarry was gonna be over here pretty soon. And it's a matter until KDHE gets their permit granted for the.
Well, I wonder how they're going to Cory open when she's there, and they mined underneath her ground and it was off on somebody else's ground. They got by the rights to that rock.
I heard that that's one bought.
You'd have to almost have some groundwater.
Or unless they do like they were talking, mine the top off and the columns. Because that's what they were talking about, mining taking the spoil off top and mining what was, the rock that was left on top and all the columns out, so they have holes that they're seam.
Well, we'll make plans, but these are some things we gotta get worked out. I mean, what we're gonna charge for in-county, out-of-county, you know, and the big thing on this thing, guys, is our communication as to how soon we're gonna close. I mean, people that's coming out there to the recycling center,
Mm.
we gotta decide when we're gonna actually not take anything more.
That's all we need to probably talk about today, Eric, because, RSP, I talked to them, they said that they would stay another month if we wanted them to, but we need to.
I think I'd leave, we're not gonna, I mean, that means they quit taking October first, so that still gives us plenty of time. By the time we get that ambulance thing
Yeah,
bid,
so it's take about 2 weeks to clean up the building.
take them 2 weeks to clean up the building, so that would still give us quite a bit of time to get in there and make that, so.
Well, I mean, if you pay me for a month, it's not gonna really be a spin off our nose if we tell them to quit on the 15th,
Right.
so.
Well, this all depends on if we get this thing downtown and this other recycle stuff.
But that can be, we can have that straightened out. And,
You've okayed it with the city, that they're okay with it?
yes, they're very willing to
Okay.
offer that, and with the glass, they're willing to do the maintenance work, to keep it clear, broken glass and things, because you do need to have stuff there, but they said they do that with their personnel, so wouldn't be a county responsibility, it's just our containers.
So you want to tell RSP to hang in there for another month?
I would say, and if we do need to move them out 2 weeks in advance, we'll go ahead and do a monthly payment, which I think we usually pay early, why, that'll just, if we think we have to move them out 2 weeks ahead, we'll give them notice. I mean, a lot of it's gonna depend on what comes up with on the bid for the ambulance station and stuff, so. Yeah, that'll help accommodate, and then that'll give you more time to get this other plan worked out, and make sure KDHE is okay, but, when we, you know, like I said, we just, somehow either gotta get some flyers out so people come out there, or a sign or something, so they know what our eventual plans are, where this is gonna be, where this is gonna be.
How much is that, 1,800, 1,600?
1,500.
1,500 of that. So,
So, about what it would cost to have 10 roll-offs.
and at the same time, that's, as we get down the road, there needs to be some kind of letter, that accompanies the tax statements, once we rescind the assessment, that they need to know if it happens to show up accidentally, that they need to come in and appeal it.
Right, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, well,
It is.
possibly, I mean, but then also how it's gonna work, you know, that the only tipping fee is going to be at the Atchison, transfer station, and it's only gonna apply to roads over X number. And maybe even have a few more details, and then we'll work through Mary here to get some more information out to our, you know, we get a little closer details, so we can use that avenue of communication, so people understand, because I've already had a couple people out my way say, you gonna have tipping fee? I said, no, it's not gonna apply to Effingham, it's only applying at the Atchison station.
Do we have a policy in place now for, people going out in the rural area and just dumping trash ditches?
Well, there's litter, I mean, there's, you know, litter, yeah, there's a statute against littering. I don't know if we have a county-specific resolution.
Might be good. Thing to think about.
Tipping fees on in Atchison?
Well, I wouldn't phrase it quite that way.
Well, I'm just asking if it's,
Commercial haulers are all going to pay a tipping fee no matter where they pick the trash up. So if they pick it up in Effingham, they're going to pay a tipping fee.
Right.
so they have to go to the Atchison.
But in,
Commercial haulers all.
Commercial haulers.
No commercial haulers dump it, you know.
Oh, they don't, yes, I meant, they don't.
Yeah.
for
We're individual people, as well. Individual people.
Individual people, I mean, if you haul just a small load out there, they'll probably,
Like one or two bags?
you'll probably get weighed, but you'll get avoided slip.
One or two bags won't be too big.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
yeah, no, that's,
I may be for a
That's
line in
it.
my ditch.
that's what we would, Cameron.
Right, that's what we're establishing is,
Mary, did you write that down?
Which I can do.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing that, we have to make clear, and that's what we were trying to talk and establish here is, we'll be establishing a certain limit this first year, I mean, you can haul a decent sized pickup load, if it doesn't exceed X number of pounds, there still will be no tipping fee, but at the same time, as we're monitoring, the way I visualize this, we're gonna be monitoring everybody that comes out there, who's coming out there, how much they bring, so we can account for almost every pound.
I think after people get educated, I'll give you an example. I got a neighbor that goes out about every 2 weeks, but when he goes out, that truck is heaped up. So he's gonna start going out maybe once a week instead of once every 2 weeks or whatever.
But, we'll see, we will still be monitoring that, if there's somebody like that that's now bringing 3 or 4 tons, it may be that we'll have to accumulate we may have to lower the amount or something, or that you're allowed. In other words, as we go into maybe the second year, you're allowed X number of pounds for the year. After that, then you will be assessed a fee, you'll get so many free pounds. Because some people maybe generate like that, that way you pick up the people that maybe are bypassing, a commercial hauler hauling off or something like that, and they're paying tipping fees, so, this won't be all solved in 1 year. So, but like I said, we're gonna have to get some flyers and then put out recycling center as to what the future there is gonna be. And, like I said, we'll get Mary, we'll have something maybe in the paper, once we get that plan, plus the notices when the tax statements go out.
So the details you're working at.
Yeah.
What's the status on the, roll-off out there at County Lake? Is that still
As long as the county lake is there, it's there. There's a two-year agreement on that, so.
yeah. Well, sometime in 2014, I think.
Is it 2014?
So, it's still under contract.
We need to rephrase it, maybe it's there as one,
as contract?
and like 4 or 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nothing to report on that for at least another year. And once that contract expires, then you can look at it, whether you take it away, whether you
So you
keep it out
put
there.
a fence around it?
So,
Yeah, those will be issues that we'll have to deal with and stuff. I know it's in my area, but I just do not like the idea of a 24/7 dumpster. Particularly in one of the most uninhabited areas of the county.
with the next largest city being out of county.
Yeah.
We got 2 roll-offs out the county there. One just has wheels on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Something you might look into after that contract comes up is, the county, if they keep the transfer station on Effingham, might look into buying their own roll-off containers and a roll-off truck. Because I figured it, Jerry had me figure it one time when he was still in here. And we figured, within 5 years, it would pay for the truck and roll-off containers. I mean, it'd take a little while to pay for it, but in 5 years, you'd be clear, so.
Yeah, you and I visited briefly about that, like, that truck is the one you can only use it for one.
Right.
That's the only thing about that.
Well, if you bought the truck, then you would also, just use it for the Main Street, you use it for Atchison County, you basically, it'd be a countywide.
If you couldn't get a roll-off type truck like a trailer, and have it pulled by a semi.
You might be able
It's
to.
typically, it's just loaded onto the truck itself.
I have seen them. Sometimes you'll see Dustin Ball
Effenbach's got
pull them. Might be something to check into, but you're still gonna have to buy the container.
Right, right. I think, you know, we'll ease into that easy. I mean, as long as Martin's confident, I mean, that you're gonna be competing, or you're gonna take away some of their business and stuff too. So, I mean, those are issues we will deal with. I think we got a big enough, task ahead of us. Going into the tipping fee and making sure that works. How it's going to play out funding wise and stuff. And in the second year, you start making your tweaks. And so, I'm not opposed, don't get me wrong, but, it's, any way we can save a little bit here and there, why, you know, but if you don't want to save a few dollars and take away some business from some of the local, you know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, that's gonna tie a person's time, I mean, you know, too, for hauling. And, if you've only got that truck, and that's all you're gonna use it for, it's, it might be expensive, a little more expensive than what you can justify, because Martin's got them running all the time.
And then also another use you use for it is you could load your own scrap iron and haul St. Louis, so.
You know, that's how much will they save you on that,
You know, we got a pretty good deal right now with, Midwest Scrap, probably, you're not gonna save a lot, but. Like I said, it's not looking at.
Yeah, well, it'll be something to consider later on down the road. I mean, if it, you know, if you come in and you can show it's gonna save you $20,000, then easy, it's kind of no brainer and stuff, but if you have to spend $100,000, it takes you 5 or 6 years, I mean, you get 5 years down the road with a truck, then you got some maintenance and stuff, tires, so then you don't, the savings don't look as big, so. Anyway, that's some of the discussions we had at the farm. Is it better to have a skid steer loader, is it better to have a tractor loader? And, you know, I like a tractor loader. You don't get in some places a skid steer, but I can go grind feet, I can do a lot of things with the tractor. Whereas a skid steer, you're limited on how much they're handling.
I got two of them, I don't do it now.
You probably got special purpose, got a reason for it. I just,
Well, the older one I did, but now I don't have an awful one, but they have the bigger one I used to clip, and
you got a clipper on there. See, the ground's so poor, I don't know, trees don't grow, so you don't have to have a clipper.
well, I think we're so cool, we got trees.
Yeah. That's the only thing that does grow, huh? Yeah, neither is it. Okay. Well, we'll be moving ahead, we'll keep posted, you guys will be kind of working together here on this project,
No, we need to get this position posted, and then we can fill it, and then go forward.
yeah, eventually, yeah, we'll be discussing that when Jeff gets back on that, that's on the list and stuff, so. Where is my, what is it? C and D, oh, they're only $33 a ton?
Well, that's what it was. This resolution was passed in 2011, and then they amended it twice.
Well, everybody I talk to, I mean, they're, just their costs and stuff, I mean, they're all the tipping fees and keep continuing to go up with costs and stuff, so.
Well, if that's the only way you're gonna fund your solid waste department, then yeah. that's-
Yeah, you have, because you've got, yeah. Did the scale people come out and look, or did they, was I mistaken, were they coming out yesterday or today or something?
I'll probably have them out by the end of the week, after we get,
Okay.
after we get everything marked off where they can't put stuff. That's when the big state people come out,
Okay.
so.
And then, they will tell, I mean, they'll know what, I mean, the trees we gotta take out, how much fence, now is that our requirement, that we have to take that out?
They said they take down the trees, but, the people at the transfer station said they can do that as well, so, you know, just ends up being.
But some of that fence that we have to take out.
Yes, probably. We'll probably have to relocate the gate. Didn't even think of that till yesterday.
That's what I was thinking stuff, I think you'd wanna put the gate on the south side of the scale then,
Mm.
and just close off the whole road. Just on the south side of the scale.
If you do that, then I'm not so opposed to having a parcel on the road, because then that changes.
I would think if you did that, you put it right on, I don't know why you didn't put it right on the road if you,
Well, they wanna put it as close to the road, you're not gonna be able to put it directly on, cause that would take out
You know,
the left side, but they wanna keep as much inbound traffic that has to go into it, or over it. We're gonna have to post a lot of signs, because, the potential for somebody to run over those scales at 20, 30 miles an hour, not realizing what's going on. You know, it's either we put speed bumps, we put signs, we both. Cause, you know.
you have to put that, this is your speed, you'll be ticketed if you put up a, what they say, St.
Radar?
Joe's. St. Joe's got places they catch you, if you run a stoplight, they will, if the cameras will catch you, you get ticketed.
Several stoplights.
Well, that's a fantastic moneymaker. Maricopa County and Phoenix does that. They have speed traps and automatically bill you, and it's make them millions. Not real benefit.
We'll proceed with the 613. Start.
Well,
Oh.
Jeff just texted me back, or he just said, how are we gonna list it? I just asked him if it's okay if we get back to okay, go ahead and list it with photos, and he just texted me back, and I don't know how we're gonna list it, I don't know what he meant by that, so.
I just talked to, Dean called me just when I was on my way up here to the commissioner meeting, he said he's already gotten a couple calls on it. He talked to his, used machinery guy down at Foley's, and they just kinda put the feelers out, and I guess they've already got a couple interested people in it. He said they would list it at, in the high 70s. And he thinks we can get, 65 probably for it.
We need time to move.
One time.
That's what he,
Pauline just looked up, that was bought new, in 1989, it was bought new for $106,000. So if you figure it's 20-some years old, and you add 3 to 5%, you know, it's over $200,000 is what it costs you.
even if we get, if they get an offer for 65,000, minus 8%, we're going to set at $60,000.
I just seen a friend that had open heart surgery, and he knows dozers, and he said, if you get into 40, you're gonna be doing good.
Well,
If they do like.
Dean told me the 613, they no longer, 613 was a small scraper Cat made. They no longer make the 613, and he said there's a lot of people looking for them.
A small contractor,
You know,
we don't want, they don't want to have to do it that hard.
and something like that doesn't have, 980 hours, whatever it's got on it. It's a good machine.
I don't get logistics, I don't get logistics, I don't get my hands there.
Pardon?
He said, how are we gonna list this?
I didn't follow what he did this time.
I know we don't want to take a chance on Purple Wave or something like
No.
that. I don't know who would be better than
I
myself.
specifically said, that we listed it with focus. I don't even think that we're listed in purple paper first. Try to get.
But like I said, Bo is ready to go if you're ready to go.
Thanks.
Would that go into the equipment reserve?
There go as a skill.
That's gonna go in the county general, or what?
Yeah, the auditor said that's going to count.
Yeah, see, everything, even the road money's gotta go, then you transfer all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's technically how you're supposed to do it, so.
Okay.
But he seems real confident we can get that out.
Pat, do you think you or Matt needs to get back with Rick or Mark Wells about their round? Or do you think we should hold off just a little bit, but I think we should hold for our part.
I talked to Mark Winter on the phone last week, and, you know, he just basically wanted to remind us that they were there, and that they really wanted to work with us if we had some needs, and I told him I thought we probably were gonna not focus on it much for the next couple of weeks, we got through the budget, and then kind of see. So, I'd be happy to get back in touch with them.
I would think we need a quotation.
Well, is that, they've never given us that.
I think their come back was, well, you didn't tell us which lots you wanted. Phil, Ian, there's been another location that's.
We'll need to talk in executive session.
Which now might be a good time to.
Yeah, I think we're gonna, yeah.
Smile, please.
I don't know how long we really need, but on the acquisition of, preliminary discussions concerning acquisition of real property,
5 minutes.
B6,
What?
B6, 75-4319 B6.
34, what?
75-4319
43 minutes.
B6.
Okay,
I'm just making notes myself as I can.
so does somebody want to make a motion? How many
I
minutes?
so move.
I second it.
For how long?
You said 5 minutes, I'm gonna 5 minutes longer.
Ken?
Come out at 3:15? What time is it?
I have 305, I said 308.
Well, I have 3:05.
You need to leave?
Well, we get over to see Roger, but do we have anything else?
I think we're about to wind down. This was the main part of our conference. I wanted to get with you and Chase to get, so we can make sure that we all get this thing going and working together. Like I told you earlier this morning, you know, that, you guys, you know, you help, after October, he'll probably be monitoring once he gets the revitalization thing. Then he'll be doing the monitoring. I mean, you won't be expected to be out there running ticket scales and stuff.
Well, and like I told you, I mean, I'll help out any way I can. I mean, I'm sure I know a few things that he hasn't maybe thought of. And
You might share, I mean, you've got, Stacy and Beaver going, they're getting trained.
yeah, Stacy and Beaver are out at Junction City this week getting their household hazardous waste certificates.
So you could have some ways to get out there, so.
Is that what that hotel.com was on?
Not probably. Stacy, she took care of setting up the hotel rooms for 2 nights.
I just need to,
But it's in Junction City.
it's just, there's one on Visa for hotel.com.
Well, I'm sure that's what it was.
I'm just gonna call, I called her to get a receipt, just to check there.
I'm sure Stacy will get a.
I have 2 receipts, I need it under her Visa.
It's through Martin County Community College, but it doesn't cost anything.
Just for time.
Yeah, KDHE, it's sponsored by KDHE, they pay for it.
Well, her job description changed with the new person out there, David.
Sure. Well, she'll have more responsibilities, probably. I mean, there's gonna have to be people cross-trained.
Yeah, because like on a Saturday, or if she's on vacation or something, we're gonna have to know how the scale works and
three people out there know how to run that. That's all said and done. I mean,
It's all said and done, they all need to buy one. Whether they ever have to or not, but
Right.
they should all be able to do that scale.
well, if it's as simple as it should be,
Should be simple.
if it's pretty well computerized, well, it's just a matter of making sure that the, you know, the ticket thing's got tape, you know, like your gas stations want to like run
Yeah.
The
tape.
question I was gonna have, how are you gonna know, unless you've got somebody watching that camera, that this truck just bypasses the scales?
You shut the road down, they gotta come through the scale, that's the only way they can get to the transfer
There'd
station.
be some kind of signal down there saying,
Well, there
Or
should,
something.
if they take those trees out, there will be a line of sight up to, you'll be able to see the scale also. That's what I suggested, that they take the trees out over to the side scale, so there may be a monitor, but still you'll be able to look up.
will we make the trucks be numbered? So it'd be easier to,
There's gonna be,
I don't know what
there'll have to
kind.
be some kind of system, kinda like Birmingham, so it will identify who the billing system goes to. Now, an individual person, they're just gonna have to record their name and stuff and do that, so.
Get a tag number and. Things like.
well, if you got somebody home or somebody else. He says, well, this isn't mine, this is Joe Blows.
Take it, as he's responsible, if he's hauling this, he's the one that's responsible. It don't matter who's
Do
it
they
is.
actually have to come into the office, the ones that don't, or just way on and way off and?
Well,
The way I took it, they won't, after you get their information, then they won't have to come in, they'll all be computerized, the way I took it.
So that'd be like a.
First year about
Mike
it.
out there saying.
Well, there's supposed to be an intercom system, I think, if I remember right.
It'd have to almost be an intercom for the, not the, you know, just the local people. Once a month or once every 6 months.
For the first, it's gonna be interesting for the first few months, because everybody will have to
Way.
weigh, and you'll have to get their information, you know, you get the cities and Duff and Baltimore, it's all that pretty easy, but
The bulk of
but
it.
just the contractors, it'll be, you know, it'll be a little time consuming for a little while to get all the information, but after you get all the information, you don't have a straggler all so long, but I don't think it'd be too bad.
We should ask that, because it's gonna be laws enforced to ask them to provide their driver's license. I suppose we can't, I mean, that's about how you wanna verify.
I don't know why you couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's too bad you don't have something that, because on the back of the driver, that's what, they have that barcode where you could scan it and it would just directly go to the,
I don't think we're on that sophisticated.
I don't know if that'll take much either. That don't
I mean,
take-
that's that one program for the full book.
I took it.
For your election.
People
meeting.
when-
Yeah, the
when
iPad,
going to office.
somebody did a software that it will scan the barcode and it just brings up the person's name. But yeah, you have to have some knowledge on programming.
Well, you know, I'm sure you're gonna have a special program, then you just gotta have one of them laser, whatever they call it, little deals, and then it just, so. I bet it can be incorporated in for a fee.
Oh, I'm sure it could, if you had somebody smart enough to.
Have that, I wonder how many, people can catch, not valid drivers. That'd be another issue.
Well, you're gonna have some people who want to show their driver's license. It's not gonna
We
be,
had to come and go on it.
Yeah.
Ask the county bounty hunters.
they come in, and they'll speak English.
Well, some of them do the driver's license, so they're.
Yeah,
temporary.
well, their driver's license, you don't know whether they're valid or not, but their driver's license.
I haven't seen too many Spanish contractors in Aspen, because I don't know if that's because there's not much going on, but Labyrinth. You see them all over, cutting grass, painting, building houses, all over.
Well, they're close enough to Kansas City, because there's several big communities up and down there and stuff.
I think Manhattan has a lot of them.
You can get in on Southwest Traffic Way, they're lined up underneath that bridge, wanting jobs.
Well,
7 days a week.
there's not very many, I mean, there's a lot of just individual kind of family contractors around here, and they use local now, when you get into the, like, Lebanon, but they only get the bigger contractor jobs and stuff, right? because some of these, these guys may only work 2 or 3 months, and they have a big job that they can put them on and stuff, so.
I got a couple of roofer friends, in 5 years where they badmouthed them, and guess what, their crew broken system didn't know. They're workers.
They are. Yeah. You got any questions or anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything we need to talk about. Oh, what about the scraper?
You can text me back. We got these things.
Well, even if he says no, it's 2 to 1, I say, it's a good idea not to make any decisions. But, I mean, that's not make a decision, you know, we're not talking.
Let's just make a motion, let's do it.
I'll make the motion that we,
I will call him tonight, and if he has any problems, and he can, all you gotta do is just put it on hold until we have a formal discussion.
Before you make the motion, do you wanna put, a set price in your motion where we won't accept anything less than, say, like 65 for it? Because we
I
can
wouldn't
put.
put a price, just say we reserve the right to reject all offers.
Between you, him and me, what you say is a go. Okay.
Have a good day.
See the guy down Norman Road today, I didn't know we had a tractor that good, and I just seen that old junk international thing went out there, I didn't see this one.
Well, this one ain't that good.
Didn't look bad. Who's driving? Isn't it?
Neiman.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Dave.
Yeah.
He's on Rock Road, right?
He was down my road.
Yeah.
Is that an old state tractor then, is it?
No, we bought it.
But it's state to state.
Yeah, the state's got a bunch of them, just about.
Is that a John Deere one?
No, it's a Ford.
Oh, we still have the John Deere.
Well, it's
that
a Ford
when
New
Susie was
Holland.
here.
The what?
The John Deere that when Susie was here when they bought it,
Yeah, we still got it.
that one cost.
Yeah.
And then a 48 foot with a,
We got a 42 and a 48, but they bought one, it wasn't good. I wasn't around when they did it, but.
is it lemon?
No, it wasn't a
I think it
lemon.
was just the way it was purchased, wasn't it?
Yeah,
B and D, was it?
they didn't take low bid, or.
I don't think they
Got
did.
some B&D in it.
I-
There's some people that didn't think we needed that big of a tractor.
Something, if there was controversy over that.
Do you use either one of them very much?
The 42 we use, we still put a mower behind it. We don't use it a lot, we use it. The 48, that's what we use to fold the sheep's feet around. We hook two behind it, and that's about all we got to pull.
What do you call them?
Sheep's feet, sheep splits.
What's that?
It's like a roller with them little spikes,
Yeah.
packet.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking, okay, yes, that, yeah, that's that thing I didn't wanna get run over with.
Yeah, you don't want to get run like that.
Getting back to tubes, if we're gonna start this, do we need to go back to the bell and the slipstone and address that?
Well, I think, I see as we go into next year, but to me, those are a little more only, not because they were here first, but because, as we discussed, those are critical fracture bridges. And if you can get them replaced, that's 2 less inspections. That saves
And it's a
about,
safety issue too.
it saves $5,000 at least for inspection fees.
Yeah, Mr. Bell was contacting me here a while back, and I told him that, we were looking at next year's budget, and I told him it wasn't gonna happen this year. He was hoping it happened before harvest. I said, no, I said, you know, we got a budget for that kind of thing, but I told him he was on the radar.
I need to talk to you,
Okay.
Lancaster Township.
About budget?
Annual report. John Shear should have, do you have one?
Huh?
John Shear probably should have.
Oh, the annual report?
2012 annual report.
2012, okay. I'll see what I can do.
I've called him, but he didn't answer.
I bet Chuck Junior's done it. He give it to you.
I mean, John should have, because he was officer in 2012.
What'd you say again was the amount of that bridge? We got to talking.
4 tons.
It's a 4-ton.
4 tons.
Is there a way you can make it higher?
Change the sign.
They said 4 tons. They won't put it at a 10, let's hope it.
Build a bridge, that's all we can do.
It's not a two-replaceable one?
Not that, that's pretty long, but I'll look it up. But,
What was the actual name, you said, 200?
Between Lincoln and Highland on 214.
So is it west of Lincoln? Is it west of Lincoln?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's not, okay.
Kilkenny's on one side, and I think Charlie Lane's on the other side.
That's not as long as I thought it was, it's 24 feet, but that's still a pretty good span.
So that's on the east side of Cummings?
It'd be south and west.
Southwest Cummings?
Southwest of us.
Sweet South.
What's, isn't that Lincoln Road that goes by Ernie Mines and then?
So if you go down Lincoln Road, the intersection, 214th west.
Isn't that the road that we was going to maybe possibly send to Rock?
This is east of there. This road's west of Lincoln.
Yeah, 214th is, I mean, it's west of, it's between Lincoln and Kiowa.
You ever heard anything more from Ham, have you?
I drove by there, the other day, I was talking to, Jackson, one of the guys from Jackson County, and he said that he had heard that they scrapped it. They weren't gonna do it at all. But I haven't heard, I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, see, when I talked to them, they thought it was gonna be October. And I said that, and this has been about 6 weeks or so ago, maybe a little more. They said, yeah, I think maybe we need to be getting up there, yeah, about 6 weeks. He said, we probably need to be getting up there and talking to you guys, so, I don't know.
Yeah, Mike Lipscott just asked me about that just a couple days ago. And if I heard
Well,
anything.
there's a possibility, because they may have found another quarry somewhere else. Spotted eagle or spotted owl, or whatever it is, down there, the eagle, or whatever it is, maybe.
I'll have to ask Tom, I thought he said that, their entrance is going to be more north, not down by the intersection, but more up by
Yeah, yeah.
her house.
That's why I still think they need to go north and then go west. Pick up that township road, go the other way. You have anything else, Mr. Poole? Okay, motion to adjourn. I second that, all in favor, say aye. Aye, all opposed. We adjourned at 3:43.
So if you haven't got the, 2012, you're probably gonna be needing the 2013, what you wanna do, right?
Well, if you want a budget for 2014, I think 2012.
To do the new budget, you need the 2000.
Yeah, I guess what we could do is